Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. We are located in Fredrick, Colorado. My name is Larry Vickers. In our last few videos, we've been focusing on the advantage of Freightliner over pickups. And today we're going to continue that conversation. There's three big advantages in why you should purchase a Freightliner. First and foremost is safety. Second of all, there's huge economic advantages to it. And third is comfortability, and we're going to talk about all three of those. So this is a 2023 Freightliner M2 106. The conversion is Summit hauler. Now, as we start today and talking about those advantages, we're going to take a look at the windshield. So as we come up and focus in on that, we find 2,500 square inches of glass. Compare that to the traditional pickup truck, substantial higher volume of glass in the windshield of this Freightliner. That, coupled with the fact that we are above traffic, makes visibility simply outstanding. Now as we come on down and take a look at the hood, we'll talk about functionality and practicality for a little bit. That hood is made of compressed fiberglass. Consequently, it is extremely tough and it's durable. We had a hailstorm come through that demolished the pickups, but when you take a look at the hood of the Freightliners, you couldn't tell anything had happened. The grille is an aftermarket grille designed by the C9 company exclusive to the Summit hauler conversion, simply to dress the truck up a little bit. It looks a lot sharper than the traditional factory one that comes from Freightliner. As we go on down, we see tow hooks located directly in the middle. We also notice that the bumper is broken into three sections. Therefore, if we're in an accident and ding up a part of it, we can simply replace that without having to do the entire bumper. As we take a look underneath the hood, that is the Cummins 8.9 liter engine. It is coupled with the Allison 3200 TRV transmission. This offers 360 horsepower and roughly 1,150 foot-pounds of torque. We see how things are color coordinated under here. If we focus in here on this red, we're going to leave that for the Freightliner mechanics. Where we see yellow, such as here, that's obviously something we can check in a pre-trip inspection. Air filter here. This is the air dryer. So that's a little bit unique. That is more for people that live in humid climates. You folks southeast, Louisiana, that part of the country where it's extremely humid, the air goes through that dryer before it enters the cab or anywhere else. Consequently, it will cut down on condensation and therefore just keep things cleaner as it's going through the entire system. Next, we'll go to the passenger seat. Both the passenger and driver's seat are air ride. And we can make those adjustments right here. This is for the lumbar system, so that lets air in and out of the back of the cab. They are also heated with a couple of different functions there as well in terms of how hot you want the seats to get. Under this step is one 50-gallon fuel tank. As we take a look at the back of the cab, the big thing to notice is just how much room and space is available. Compare the room and space in that compared to a pickup. In addition to that, The Summit Hauler conversion offers the softest, most comfortable seats on the market today. So when you combine those two things, it really makes those long trips feel like nothing. The person that's going to buy this truck, more cases than not, is going to use it to go coast to coast, border to border. They are built for long journeys, and having those two things combined makes that drive that much more comfortable. The reason I chose this specific truck video today is because we did a couple of add-ons to it, and you can sure have this done to your truck as well. We noticed an additional storage box put on. Now the trucks come with the holes already pre-drilled. So if you would like a storage box like this, I can have it shipped right to your place. If you already purchased a truck from us and you wanted to take a look at that, I can still have that done. Just let me know and I'll get a hold of the conversion company and have that sent to your place. In addition to that, the bed, as you can tell, is lined. This is a big investment, and I realize that. This truck is not what you would consider cheap. So therefore, you want to protect it. This is a great way to do that. Give me a call and we can have that lined for you before you ever pick the truck up. The truck comes with a gooseneck ball already. However, a high percentage of my customers purchase the Hensley hitch. Now that is a hitch that is on airbags. It has airbags underneath it. It's also known as the trailer saver because when you're in your travels, that trailer is basically riding on air. It isn't just metal clanging against metal. Therefore, it will prolong the life of the trailer, and it's easier on the truck as well. Here is where we hook up the lights for our fifth wheel or gooseneck trailer. This is also used for the backup camera. If you are in need of additional cameras, you can simply plug them in right there. Examples would be in horse trailers, underneath mirrors, things like that. And as we go on down, we see the hitch for the bumper pull. One unique thing about the Summit Hauler conversion, and really one thing you need to think about and taking a strong look at this truck, is we put an extra weight over the rear axle. As we can focus in down there. That weighs roughly 800 to 1,000 pounds. So why do we do that? Why take the extra time for that? Not very many other conversion companies do. Well, that's because if you're not towing, if we take a look at the truck, and we'll come on around and take a look at it from this side view, you can see how it's not at all close to balanced in terms of weight. Obviously, there's an incredible amount of weight on the front end compared to the back. Therefore, putting extra weight at the rear of the truck does a couple of things. If you're not hooked up, it's going to make that ride a lot smoother. And it's safer because if that weight wasn't there, these tires would actually skip. I mean, you're going at a speed, and there's going to be a time when the tires actually come off the ground a little bit, like that. They skip. Therefore, by putting that extra weight on there, makes it safer because the tires aren't leaving the ground. Plus, it's going to extend that tire life as well. And as we all know, tires are not cheap. As we take a look inside the front storage compartment, you can see it's diamond plated. Furthermore, it comes with a connection to an air hose located over there. Let's expand on that a little bit. So why would we put that in there? When would we ever use an air hose? Well, there's 2 or 3 different times. And you get to thinking about it, you know, it's something that's kind of there, but you don't know if you're ever going to use it. Well, here's when you would. Let's say for some reason we have low tire pressure, we can hook up, use our airline for that. Plus, if you get in places that are sandy are dirty, not only can you use the hose to blow the truck out with, you can use it on yourself as well to help maintain the quality of your truck in terms of keeping it clean, keeping yourself clean as well. The back seat makes down into a bed simply by pushing a button. Right there. I have checked with the DOT, that does qualify as a bed. On the rare occasion that this truck is used for a commercial basis, you can use that to qualify as a bed. In addition to that, let's say you're using it to go to shows, horse show, cattle, whatever the case may be. You're taking a long travel and you prefer to travel at night. Well, you go through the night and you're getting pretty wore down. Well, you pull over, you stop at a fairgrounds, whatever the case may be, to unload the horses, give them a break. You can get yourself one simply by pushing that down into a bed, jumping in there and taking a nap for a couple of hours. Underneath here is the other fuel tank that holds 50 gallons. There's a 6-gallon DEF tank located right beside that. You can get about 350 miles per 1 gallon of DEF. This is the trickle charger. I accidentally walked by that. So that assists the batteries in maintaining power. If you want to leave the lights on at night, simply get close to a 110 outlet and plug that in to assist the batteries. This is the block heater located here. One unique thing about the Summit hauler conversion are these additional drums. So those are tire balancers. Those have BBs and a little bit of hydraulic oil. So as you pick up speed and as you gain momentum, that balances the entire rotating mass. Consequently, it's safer if everything is balanced. It extends tire life, plus it makes things more comfortable. This truck is stock number 5N221734. As we take a look inside the driver's seat, again, that is air ride. It's the same adjustments that's on the passenger. We see under the steering wheel is a small pedal. In addition to that, this truck comes with a kill switch. I realize that the person that buys this truck probably won't use it as a daily driver. Chances are it's going to be used for horse trailers or fifth wheel and parked a substantial amount. So by having that kill switch in there, when you shut it off when you're done, that simply helps save the batteries in case there is any stray voltage 1 or 2 months. So you can feel confident when you get ready to jump back in there and go again, that truck's gonna fire up because we took care of the batteries. Now let's go ahead and jump in the cab and take a closer look. As we take a look directly in front, that simply confirms what we talked about on the outside. You see how we're above traffic, and with the large windshield, you're able to see things in front of us and coming from the sides. The backup camera is located up here. As we come on down, the dash wraps around. It isn't flat, so we're not reaching, we're not stretching if we have to make any type of an adjustment. Automatic transmission. Right now we're in neutral with the brake on. When we're ready to get started, simply release the brake, R for reverse, D for drive, and we're on our way. Cruise control up here. Traction control here. This locks the differential. This is an important one. That's the engine brake. So we're comparing Freightliners to pickups. Pickups have an exhaust brake. Simply restricts the exhaust as it's going out, consequently somewhat slowing down the vehicle. This is a true engine brake. In this particular case, we actually have 350 horses coming back at us. Consequently, things are safer for you and your family and the other drivers on the road as well. Red arc trailer brake located here. This dial is for the stereo. Windows here. This is the dump valve that lets all the air out of the bed of the truck. You would use that when hooking up your trailer. Let all the air out, utilize your backup camera, makes hooking up your trailer very simple. This is rear air conditioning that blows cold air into the back of the cab. Conversely, you can blow heat back there as well. Climate control located here. Cup holders here. And as we take a look inside the console, more than adequate storage room. Another thing I want to talk about real quick is the economic advantage of the Freightliners over the pickups. Because we've covered safety, we've covered comfort. Well, Larry, how can it be more economical if the price point is so much higher than a pickup? Well, let's break it down, okay? It's not uncommon at all to see $100,000, $110,000 pickups. And I've researched it. The average lifespan on a Ram is about 300,000 miles. GMC Chevy is about 250, and Ford runs right around 200 to 250. That's the lifespan. If you take care of this, you can easily get 750,000 miles out of it. So even though the price point is a little bit higher, if you look at the longevity, you're going to have to buy 3, possibly 4 pickups in the same amount of time that you're going to have this Freightliner, and the Freightliner is safer and more comfortable. So once again, the big advantage falls to Freightliner. So we took a look at a 2023 Freightliner M2 106. The conversion is Summit Hauler. If you have any other questions, please call me at 303-684-3404. You can also email me at larry.vickers@transwest.com, or for more information, simply click on the link below. Thanks for tuning in today.